I think the fact that there's not, I guess, I mean, they have good players, obviously, but you don't see any attention like Parker gets it.
Right.
And
They don't have anybody that the national focuses on, and that's what makes them so good. They're so well balanced. They have not only a terrific starting five, but got a very, very productive bench.
Coach, do you feel vindicated that your seniors are playing so well, and that decision to start 5 seniors, do you feel vindicated now?
I don't think of things like that. You know, we're trying to play as well as we can. I thought the seniors, deserve to be given the opportunity to play together and see what they could do as a unit. That's the most experienced team we could put out on the floor. We'd been starting a freshman point guard the whole season, and it's worked out well. In 3 of the last 4 games, I think we've played well, and hopefully we'll continue to play well. We have the most challenging part of our schedule now. 3 straight road games. That's tough on anybody.
And what's the feeling around the team right now? I mean, you guys are playing some very good basketball. Eric spoke, Brian Brown just had 2 great games. What's the feeling going into this? Are you guys more confident right now than you were even 2 weeks ago?
Well, I think success does build confidence, and we've won some very good games. On Saturday, we won with the largest margin of victory this season. So, hopefully the guys feel really good about themselves. The major concern is now going on the road and continuing to play well like we have earlier in the season. We didn't play so well at Virginia Tech. So it's been kind of like a roller coaster, Good for a while and not so good, and good for a while and not so good. So we'll see how we do if we can play consistently well down the stretch.
And do you think having those seniors starting and in their leadership roles, will it bring more consistency to the team?
Well, I think it has so far, and I think their maturity, they prepare well for every game, and their effort has been very, very good at the defensive end of the floor. And I'd give Eric Swope a lot of credit for that. He's really been challenged to guard a lot of very good players. If you look at it, he guarded Olivier Hanlon, who's one of the top 3 scorers in the ACC. He guarded Ian Miller, who's a tremendous 3-point shooter as well. But he's also had to guard someone like Jarrell Eddy, who's 6'7". So he's guarded different size players and different kind of athletes, and he's done well in each situation.
And how is he able to defend those guys and play so well on that end of the floor, and also bring the new dimension of his offense to the team?
Well, I think he's the most gifted athlete on the team. He's 6'5", he weighs 225, he's the strongest guy on the team, he benches 365, he jumps out of the gym, and I think, had we looked at this scenario earlier, he probably could have done this earlier in the season, and I only regret that I didn't think about this earlier and given the opportunity to do what he's doing now.
Yeah, earlier you said it was the first time he ever had to ask to be taken out of a game.
Yeah.
What do you think his story shows your young guys and other players around the nation?
Well, I think one of the things about Eric is he's got a fantastic attitude, and he's got a great work ethic, and he's so team-oriented. He never complained when he wasn't playing much, and he was ready to come in and give us all he had every single time he was called upon. So that's what you expect from all your players, to give you consistent effort with a great attitude every single day.
With the ups and downs, now to have won 3 of the last 4, Ryan was just in here talking about how these guys are now thinking, we win 4 more, we can improve our ACC seeding, we can get a bye. What's just the mindset right now for these guys after these?
Well, I think and I hope their mindset is take one game at a time, because every opponent is very, very different. We're going to play Virginia on Wednesday and NC State on Saturday. They're 2 very, very different opponents. And we need to be able to make all the necessary adjustments for each game. And Virginia is undefeated at home in ACC play. They only have one loss in conference play overall, and that was at Duke at the buzzer.
Mhm.
So they're basically the best team in the league right now. So we've got to go in there with a clear focus, not concerned about anything else, not worried about anybody else, not look in the past as to what we've done in the last 3 or 4 games, not look ahead to the next games, and just stay focused on the University of Virginia and what we have to do to play well in that game.
And Virginia's defense, Eric was saying, is kind of similar to what you want this defense to be. I mean, do you see those similarities, and what does Virginia do well there?
The thing I think that separates Virginia from just about anybody in our league is their combination of perimeter and post players. They do not have somebody that you have to wait on.
Mhm.
They've got a big guy. Mike Tobey is big. He's 6'10". But overall, their front court is built for speed. Mitchell, Atkins, Gill. They're very athletic. They're very quick. They cover up for each other's mistakes very well. They help the guards very, very well. And what my players know is that's what we wanted to do early in the season. That's what we did last year. The big guys were very, very active in helping the guards guard their men and made it very tough on the opponent to get inside and get easy baskets on us. And that's what Virginia does better than anybody in our league.
You mentioned before you just don't know what to expect, how your players will play each game. Has any of that uncertainty gone away, or?
Well, I think we've gotten a little bit more consistent. I can see, when watching the video of the games afterwards, that certain things are beginning to repeat themselves. We've emphasized certain things each game, and then you have to execute that game plan. Against Notre Dame, we wanted to take away the 2. We gave up some 3s, but we defended the 2 very well. Against Boston College, we wanted to emphasize taking away the 3, and they only made 4 out of 20. So that worked extremely well. And if we can keep that up, the difference is a team like Virginia, they're very, very specific as to who shoots the 3s and who gets the 2s. Their perimeter players are the ones that launch from the perimeter, and their big guys really stay in around the basket. They're not like Mike Tobey, Akil Mitchell, Anthony Gill, and Darian Atkins. They don't shoot 3s. So they know their roles, they know what they are capable of doing, they don't look for shots that they know are not within their offense. So this game plan has to be very specific to Virginia, not what we did against Boston College and not what we did against Notre Dame.
It goes back to what you said. I was thinking the other day where you talked about how the same team doesn't play the same way every time. If you couldn't have any better example of that than maybe Boston College their last 2 games.
Yeah, you imagine one night against the number 1 team in the country who plays a zone defense that is heralded as probably the best zone defense in the country, and they go 11 for 22. And then they come to Miami in the very next game and shoot 4 for 20. Who can explain that?
Sometimes coaches crazy sometimes.
That drives coaches crazy all the time.
What about Kelly? What's his situation?
He won't play.
Well, is he going to be? Is there a shot that he'll be back for the end of the season, or
Oh yeah, there's always a shot.
I guess I put it that way.
Thank you.